What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We have a massive box that we're going to be unloading today. This is going to be my haul from Blade Show 2023 in Salt Lake City, Utah. So this is going to be the Tuesday after Blade Show, kind of unboxing, going through all this fun stuff and everything. This is too big. As you can see, my camera is only 4 inches from the box. It's too big to put on screen completely, so I'm going to unbox it. We'll go through it. I'll put things on the screen. Buckle up, this one's going to be fun. There's some pretty cool things in here. So yeah, before we get too far into it, if you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. You can hit the little bell at the bottom over there. We appreciate any of the subscriptions and all the support we get from y'all. You can also head over to Instagram and like us at WorkKnifeBalance939. It's a great way to follow along with what we're doing. Not the best over there, but it's a good way to connect with us. If you got something you want us to see, we can send you back one of these sweet stickers as a thank you. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive into this bad boy right here. So, these were some pretty sweet things that I found at Blade Show, and then because I flew there, I wanted to be able to get stuff back to myself, so I went to the FedEx just down the street from the convention center, which I think is pretty awesome. They had one available so close. I was able to just kind of zip over there and mail this back to myself. So there's going to be the knives that I took to Blade Show, as well as the knives that I picked up at Blade Show, with some sweet swag and other stuff going on. So all right off the bat, we'll get it started with one of the cool things I got at Blade Show. Picked myself up a Best Damn EDC hat. This is Best Damn EDC, another channel here on YouTube. If you are not familiar with them and you watch my channel, you are doing something wrong. So one of the biggest channels on YouTube with EDC as the focus, one of the best channels out there on EDC, in my opinion. So they got some really good stuff that they do over there. Taylor is the main creator over there, and then he's partnered with some other cool guys to do some sweet stuff over there. But that's Best Damn EDC channel as well. This was pretty sweet. Chavez Knives was giving out t-shirts the first day, so they gave out some sweet t-shirts. So I picked myself up a brand new Chavez Knives t-shirt. So I like that. That was pretty cool. As we continue on with the swag, got some NAFS posters here. So I believe this is a poster of the lander, and then it has a bunch of all this other like knife trivia history stuff all in here and stuff. So NAFS was giving these out to everyone in the line, so I got myself one and picked that up as well. So that was pretty cool. That'll probably be, I already have that poster actually, and I told them that, but that'll probably be in one of our giveaways that we do coming up fairly soon. So let's see, I got a patch. We got a cool little keychain pry bar, and then a little keychain thing from Wii as well. So this is Wii. This was a smaller company, and I forget, Prince Customs. That's what this one is. This is Prince Customs. They had some pretty sweet knives over there. A little out of my price range, but I wanted to support the smaller company, so I went ahead and bought a patch for that one. Just getting it all out over here, so bear with me. Got some Band-Aids from Devo Knives. This was another little Civivi Wii giveaway as well. So go ahead and head those over there. And then Hogue had these sweet teardown mats that they were giving away. Got to talk with one of the next generations of Hogue knives, and he was like, here, take a couple for giveaways. So he gave me 6 of these. I'll probably keep one for myself, and we'll have 5 that we'll do in giveaways here in a little bit. I'm going to start doing some lives soon, and that's where all these giveaways you hear me talking about are going to be going, is with some of that stuff. So all right, let's get into some of the good stuff here. So knives that I took with me. I took, these are all, I forgot how I actually boxed these. So this is not a knife that I took with me. This is a knife. This is the Sage Knives Rango box. But this is a knife that I did not take with me, so we're going to set it to the side. Quick. Here. This is what I took with me. So I had my Shiro Neon that I took with me. Absolutely love that knife, as well as the premium titanium Sage Rango. Had that one with me, and then the budget liner lock Sage Rango as well, the G10 and 14C28. So that's what I was walking around Blade Show with. Had a chance to talk to quite a few designers and makers about the Sage Rango. Got some good feedback on what we'll be doing for some V2 stuff as well. So that was something that I was really excited about as well, to get in there and do that. So I'll set that to the side. And then let's dive into things we picked up at Blade Show. So right off the bat, Kaiser had some of the best swag there. I had a really cool Kaiser bag that came with it as well as Civivi was giving out these sweet cloth bags, massive cloth bags. So it's nice to have a reusable bag, especially here in Washington State where you got paper bags. So Kaiser has these sweet little knife roll, comes with a little patch that was on it. And then it's just a little denim knife roll with some good stuff over here. These were a couple other knives that I took with me. We don't have a video on this one yet on the channel. Got it before the move, a couple months before the move actually, and just never had a chance to make it. But there's the XO from Riot as well. And then we had the Civivi Sokoke. This was another one I took with me. I never actually carried it when I was there. I just took it just in case. It's one of my more favorite Civivis released in 2023. And then I did take this one as well, the Vision FG. So that was the last of the knives that I took with me, and I was able to wrap them up in this sweet roll that I got and get moving forward. Now we're going to move on to the haul from Blade Show. So we picked up a Kaiser, picked up a pretty cool pouch, a pen, a knife, a knife, and a knife. All right, we're gonna go through this. It's gonna be a little bit, bear with us. Let's start with the rag over here, because this one is gonna be something that's pretty cool. And then we'll probably move on to this guy right here, because this is also gonna be pretty cool. So, actually, yeah, let's do it in reverse order. Actually, we'll start with this Civivi because this is one that isn't as crazy or anything like that. Oh, I guess I took this with me too. There's my Hogue Deca, Magna Cut Deca that I took with me there. But all right, right off the bat, one of the first things I picked up is a Ultim Elementum in the button lock with the flipper from Civivi. So this is the very first Ultim knife that I've got in my collection. I wanted to get something Ultim that I thought would be cool. Timeless, obviously the Elementum will not die, and something that I would carry. And I do carry Elementums periodically. I actually had one the last couple days carrying as well. But the button lock is something that I know my wife really likes and appreciates as well. So this is something that she could carry periodically too. And just to have a piece of Ultim in my collection. So it's not my favorite, but I do like when Ultim is clear and translucent like this. And so I wanted to get it had this with black and also with the satin finish. And I wanted to get the satin finish because you can kind of appreciate the Ultim a little bit more with the satin finish. So not much to say about it. It is just a Civivi Elementum, but Civivi Elementum Nitro V, I believe. Yes, Nitro V button lock, and then Ultim scales on that. So we'll go ahead and set that one off to the side real quick. Moving on past that, we will go ahead, set the pen to the side real quick. Let's dive in. Let's go through some Devo real quick. So set these up here, set this over here. We'll go through Devo real quick. So this is one that I was able to get a hold of Kevin and ask if he could hold one to the side for me. I was pretty stoked. Got there and they had a couple of them available. So this is the carbon fiber, the Weave carbon fiber Growler V2. This thing sold out in like minutes. It was ridiculous. So the fact that they had a second little drop and had some that they would hold to the side was really cool. So they had these available at Blade Show. I was able to get one of the Growler V2s in the carbon fiber. The first Growler obviously was a shielding production. I have that over behind me with some of my knives as well. I've got one of the micarta versions. This just is absolutely slicey, ridiculous. Haven't had a chance to carry it. None of these new knives I've had a chance to carry in pocket because I got them at Blade Show and then shipped them back, and we're just going through the opening up here. But I did have a chance to play with it, mess around with it and stuff. I'm really excited. One of probably my contenders for budget knife of the year because I very much like the Growler itself. I don't think there's going to be much that I dislike about the Growler V2, so you should be seeing a full video on this one coming soon since we haven't done a video on the V2 yet in this channel. So yeah, go ahead and keep an eye out for that because that'll be coming. All right, setting that to the side. Moving on, we've got another Devo, and this Devo I am really excited for. So I got to the Devo booth, picked up the Growler V2, and Devo is known for selling some of their prototypes at the shows, and so they did have a Lush prototype, and I said, hey, hold it, I'm gonna walk around, get a bag, I'll be back, I'll pick up my Growler and pick up the Lush. By the time I got back, they had sold the Lush to someone else, but they had another prototype there that I had my eye on that I thought was pretty sweet. So I was lucky enough and able to pick up the Fireball prototype. This is the collaboration between Devo and Stasa, and so this thing is legit. This is definitely going to be a really sweet knife when they do the full production getting out there. So I did pick up this. This is just in a D2 steel since it is a prototype for them, but man, this thing is fantastic. I am really excited to see how this knife, once it gets the premium materials into it, how this knife really shapes up. They had a red and a blue carbon fiber version. I picked up the blue and you can kind of see it through there as well. It's got the milled clip on it, and I believe they will come, well, I don't know if they will come with them or you have a choice, but it's not ambidextrous, but when I got it, it was set up lefty. So this backspacer actually pops off, and then you can switch the clip to the other side with a lefty backspacer. So I can't remember if Kevin said they were going to send the backspacers with people. So like if you wanted to, you could go one or the other, or if you would order a left or right version essentially, and then you could swap it out that way. So this is the Devo Fireball. Really excited about this one. There will most likely be a full video coming on this one as well. Even though it is not the actual production model, it's just going to be the prototype. I am really excited about this knife, and yeah, so that one's going to be pretty sweet. Setting that one to the side real quick. Let's dive into this little Kaiser bag. This one, I was really excited to get my hands on. I absolutely loved this Kaiser when it came out earlier this year, and it has flown off the shelves. As soon as it comes in stock, it just flies right off right away. So when I went to the Kaiser booth and they were able to see that this was still there, I went ahead and picked up a Kaiser Veritas, and this is a Jacob Lindquist design, I believe. S35 VN steel, titanium frame lock. Absolutely amazing. One of the coolest things about this is it is ambidextrous, but you couldn't really tell because there's a little spacer in here that matches the milling on the show side as well. So you can flip it to the other side, and then that milling piece would fit on this side as well, so you can hide it, which is pretty cool. One of the coolest little design features about this one as well. Picked this one up. They had 3 that I was able to look at when I got there, and this one had the best detent. It was super snappy. Really appreciated that as well, so I was able to get this one. We've already got a video on the channel about this knife, and y'all know how much I really appreciate and loved this knife. So if In fact, this was probably the only knife in the pass around group so far that I've been able to get my hands on. And then I reached out and said, is this yours? Can I buy it? And unfortunately, it wasn't available. So I was really glad to be able to pick one up at Blade Show. So Kaiser Veritas, we're going to go ahead and set that one to the side as well. Now let's get into this. A lot of debate around this knife right here. This is going to be a Knoll Knives knife right here. So I am really excited when I saw this one. I hadn't actually been able to hold one of these before. This is going to be a Knoll Knives Voodoo right here. So they had a couple different versions at the table. And so when I was able to mess around and mess with some of the knives there, this one stood out to me for sure. There's a lot of really cool things about this knife. The harpoon blade to it. It's got a little bit of like a clip point swedge to the harpoon as well, which is really nice. Love the blade style, love the look to the knife and everything. The action is fantastic. The little thumb stud discs are pretty cool because you can actually actuate on both of them as well. But if you don't want to reach that high, the way that they have this deep, wide fuller through here, you can actually flick off that fuller lower as well. So just one of the most ergonomic, kind of like battle-worn looking knives that I've seen this year so far. There's been a lot of debate around, could this be one of the top knives of 2023? And after getting my hands on it and being able to mess around with it, you know what, I think this is probably going to be in one of my contenders for knife of the year for sure. This is the Knoll Knives Voodoo. Sits in M390 steel, titanium, has the 2 micarta scales for the bolster inlay there as well. So this is an absolute beautiful knife, and it just is ridiculously ergonomic, super snappy, really good all around in what it is. There will be a full video on this knife for sure coming shortly, but oh man, day 2 walking around, there wasn't much that I was looking for, but I did want to leave with something special, and that's when I picked this up. This was my something special from day 2. So I'm really excited that I was able to get this in here. You will get a full video on this, going over all the details. Look at the milling on that back spacer as well as it comes through there. This is a beautiful knife, and there's no doubting that. So this is the Knoll Knives Voodoo. Really excited that I was get that as well. So when I was at Knoll Knives, I also picked up, I am not a pouch guy. I've wanted to get a really good pouch. So this is the pen I took with me. I just threw it in there and had it take back. This is just the Big Ideas titanium side click pen. So I took that one with me there. I didn't pick it up there. So I've been looking at a couple different pouches though. So when I saw this one at the Knoll Knives booth, I picked it up with knife as well. And we've got some goodies in here. Some Kaiser goodies. When you picked up the Kaiser knife, they had some sweet goodies to go with you. So this is the 10th anniversary Kaiser coin that came with it as well. We're going to set that to the side real quick. You also had the Kaiser die. It's an Ultim die that they were giving out to all of them. I was tempted to go buy a second Kaiser knife just so I could get all the Kaiser goodies a second time, because these were pretty sweet, all the little things that they were handing out at the Kaiser booth. So this is a sweet little Ultim die that they were giving out to people as well. So those are kind of cool little extras that came along with that. And then along with all of that fun stuff, you just had cards and stickers and everything you could imagine. If you have not, go check out Kennison Knives. They're made in Texas. They're out of Texas. They have a knife called the Fido. It's all dog based. This thing was legit. I really liked this knife. It was out of my price range for the trip, but it was definitely something that is on my list. I want to get one. They're absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend that Fido knife from Kennison Knives. Also, I believe USA made. So that's a pretty cool thing. I could be wrong about that. I don't know 100%, but I was able to fidget with that both day 1 and day 2, and I really appreciated that. And then just picked up that sweet pouch. So before we get to the last knife, which I'm really excited about, I want to go ahead and show you the pen we picked up as well. So we did pick up a tactile turn side click pen, and this was going to be the show exclusive pen. So this was going to be the titanium pen. You've got the micro milling all the way down through as well, but then the actual clip of the pen had honeycombs all the way through, and then you've got the little beehive down here because Utah is the beehive state. So nice little side click pen from Tactile Turn. I haven't had a Tactile Turn pen, but I did like this. I liked the size. This is just the standard edition, so pretty excited to pick this one up. It's a very clean pen. It's nothing too shiny, flashy, or anything like that. So I liked that it was a little bit more low-key in how it was presented. It wasn't necessarily something that was super flashy. So I really like that. This will probably be in my carry for the next week or so. As you saw, I do carry the Big Ideas titanium pen quite a bit. So this will just be a nice little addition to that pen game going on over there. Last but definitely not least is going to be the last knife I picked up, and it is not a Kaiser knife. I just have it in here to protect it. You can kind of see a little bit poking out right there, but this was going to be a knife that I did not know I was going there to get. I did not know that was going to be available. This is going to be a new Pena X series knife. This is going to be the Pena Paramour. So this was one of, I believe, 3 that were available at the show. CPM M4 blade steel. This is going to be a design with Javi from Superlative. I believe it's Javi's design. And then Pena perfected it for sure. So this is going to be the Pena Paramour titanium frame lock front flipper. Absolutely perfect size for my style, what I like. You've got a beautiful clip that sits just off the lock bar there, which is pretty cool. And then the triple micarta inlay on both sides with 3 different coloring patterns to it. Chamfering around the edge, just a beautiful look and simplistic style, minimalist look to it. This thing is so snappy. Absolutely perfect detent on this one right here. Beautiful swedge at the top. Nice little Warncliffe sheep's footy blade with a good belly on it. You will see a full video on this knife for sure here in the week or so. But I could not have been happier with this knife. This is something that I didn't even know was going to be available there. Obviously, since it was a prototype, but it was something that I believe is in production now, so you should be seeing them coming out soon. But this is absolutely amazing. This Pena X series Paramour knife. My first Pena. I'm hooked, even though I know this is a little different than what he typically does. I am going to definitely be on the lookout for when these come because I want to get a second one. I want to have a nice one, and then I'm going to have one that is going to be an everyday carry for sure. So this will probably be my everyday carry, and then you'll see me on the lookout for a second one when they come available. But this is just absolutely beautiful. I absolutely could not have been happier with this pickup right here. So just go through the knives one last time. We've got the Pena Paramour. We've got the Devo Fireball, as well as the Devo Growler V2. We've got the Knoll Knives Voodoo, as well as the traditional Civivi Elementum in Ultim, and last but not least, the Kaiser Veritas. This was our Blade Show 2023 pickup, along with a sweet little pen in there as well. This was our Blade Show 2023 pickup. A little more than I anticipated and a little more than I definitely bargained for, but this was an absolute amazing show. I was so happy to get there, so happy to bump into a lot of people, meet so many people that I've only ever connected with online. So it was absolutely fantastic. I'm very much looking forward to Atlanta and Texas possibly this year as well in 2024. So Blade Show 2023 was an absolute fantastic hit for me, and that was the haul. Let me know what you think, and yeah, until next time, TTFN.